What's up, everybody, and welcome to Oneco, Florida. We are now in Manatee County, Florida, right outside of Braden 10. Just got some Cuban food right here. And we're going to tour the community of Oneco. I know we're facing the sun right now, but we won't be forever. Looks like even the cops are Cubans out here. The po-po is Cuban, man. So welcome to Oneco. This is a community right outside of Bradenton, and it is patrolled by the Manatee County Sheriff's Office because apparently Oneco is not incorporated, so they don't have their own police department. It's unincorporated, like many places in Florida. Let's take a drive to this area. It's analytically, it's a poor area. There's a lot of Cubans, Brazilians, very diverse actually. A lot of good diversity here, but it's a poor, impoverished area. It really isn't an affluent place. But you know, I'm eating at this little Cuban place right here. There's a really nice little Cuban restaurant there. I think for $13 you can get a combo meal and it's ready to go. You just pick this, pick your meat, pick your sides, and go. Really affordable. But I noticed that like there's a lot of Brazilians moving into this area too now, and like a lot of the Spanish people are actually learning a little bit of Portuguese just so they can kind of interact with the Brazilians. The Brazilians are they're not Hispanics, but they are Latinos. They're Latinos because they're part of Latin America, but they're not Hispanics because they're not Spaniard. They're Portuguese. Also a lot of Haitians here in Oneco. Ça passe na boule. Oh, papa, you volé. Oh, you paraissez, papa. Oh. A lot of Haitians, Haitian. And what's interesting about like a lot of people here is like the Spanish people will learn a little bit of Creole, a little bit of Portuguese. The Haitians will learn Spanish, and like a lot of the people that live here will actually, like, if a new immigrant group moves in, like now you got a lot of Brazilians moving in, so like a lot of people just learn Portuguese a little bit just to say hello, thank you, this and that, so they can interact with the Brazilians that are moving in. So a lot of times these neighborhoods, like when new communities move in, they absorb the culture of those people. Like me, I listen to Portuguese music. In fact, I actually found a song I like a lot. I was at the beach listening to music, and there's a Brazilian guy there. He's like, play this song, play this song. I was like, all right. So I go on there and I play this song. It's called Milu. M-I-L-U, Milu. And it's like a Brazilian song. It's like a Brazilian bachata. And bachata is the music of the Dominican Republic. Now it's really hot. I'm gonna have to turn the air conditioner on full blast to keep the phone from overheating. It's 100 degrees. It's abnormally hot. I don't even know if my phone will be able to tolerate to record in temperatures this high. I'm gonna turn the air conditioner on. Hopefully it makes it. But anyways, like, yeah, I'm at the beach and this Brazilian guy's like, here's a song you'll like, and put it on, and wow, I love the song. But when I saw him talking Portuguese, I already know a few Brazilian songs, so I immediately went to playing Brazilian music when I saw he was Portuguese, because he's hanging out right near me. He's just sitting there having a beer. I think he was from Orlando. A lot of people from Orlando come over here to this part of Florida, you know, to hang out at the beaches, because they don't have beaches in Orlando. Take notes if you're listening. They don't have beaches in Orlando, so the people from Orlando, when they want to go to the beach, they got to drive all the way over here to enjoy our beaches. This guy's got a Cuban flag in the back of his car, so they're Cubans. Let's see if we can say "Que voy a hacer" to him. ¿Qué voy a hacer? He's not interested. ¿Qué voy a hacer, mi hermano? ¿Qué voy a hacer? He's cracking up. But we got, you know, Brazilians, we got Cubans, Haitians, like everything out here. Black, white, all races and all types of addictions. You know, like they're addicted on all types of stuff out here. But what I find interesting is, like, you know, I'm at the beach. I hear this guy talking Portuguese, so I play a Portuguese song. I know he loves it, and then he tells me to play another song. And next thing you know, like the Portuguese people teach us their best songs and music. This guy's got a Cuban flag right there too. It's a crap load of Cubans in here. Guaneo de madre city. Guaneo de madre city. But it's a very diverse inner city area. A lot of different nationalities all mixed into one little area here. But it's like Brazilians move in, we listen to their music, we try their food. There's a Haitian restaurant over here. I've had Haitian food, you know, it's good. You have some Haitian food, and there's a Jamaican flag right there. It's just like a lot of different nationalities all mixed up in here. I have a YouTube follower, subscriber, you could say, who was originally from Oneco, and I think he lives in Ohio now. And he's American, but he was telling me, you know, despite being American, all the years that he lived over here, he absolutely loved, you know, the Cubans, the Haitians, and all the different races that we got out here, and like how well his neighbors treated him. You know, like, so in here I think there's a Hispanic jewelry store, which I think is like Cuban and Honduran, I think. And then next to it you got a little Honduran restaurant right here. It's called Haiti's Restaurant. It's got the Honduran flag. Hondurans, I was in there, they have these things called well, Salvadorians make pupusas, and Hondurans make these things called balada, I think they're called. It's kind of like a spin-off of a taco or a pupusa. I'm not gonna lie, balada isn't my favorite one. I like pupusas more, but you know, Hondurans here as well, Salvadorians, everybody, we all just share the food, share the music, share their culture. That's kind of what makes this place interesting, is that there's a lot of culture here, different foods, different nationalities, and even the whites that live out here. Like I said, my subscriber, he's up in Ohio now, was telling me that, you know, when he lived out here, you know, he really enjoyed like the Haitian and just all the nationalities. They make different foods and invite you over for dinner type of thing. It's a poor community with a lot of challenges, but that doesn't mean the people are bad. You know, a lot of times people think because the neighborhood is impoverished and has a lot of crime that the people that live in these places are bad. They're good people, they just have a different situation. I come through here all the time. I'm either getting Cuban or getting Haitian. I've had a Honduran. There's a few Mexican taco. I haven't really done too much Mexican food around here. I usually hop into Sarasota for Mexican food, but there's a few Mexican food trucks here and there. There used to be a lady further up into Oneco, and she was Mexican, and she had the best watermelon juice. My goodness. Agüita de melón. Great stuff. Great stuff. But this is Oneco. I don't know what the crap is wrong with this camera mount. It's starting to aggravate the crap out of me. It wants to either be too high, or today wants to be too high. Usually it wants to be too low. And this camera mount, it's brand new. I just took it out of the packet not that long ago. I think what I'm gonna do when I buy these camera mounts is I'm gonna create a rubber gasket and put it between the plastic fittings and see if they last longer like that, because the plastic on these things wears away. I think this one just replaced the other one. And this is a mount that's only been in use for like 3 or 4 videos and it's already broken. Very frustrating. This is mostly Oneco is basically kind of south of Bradenton, south and east of Bradenton, off of 15th Street. And it is an unincorporated area, so it doesn't really have defined boundaries, as you would say. But you kind of do, kind of don't. It's supposed to start raining later on today. We need it. It's 100 degrees, and the humidity is not even high, so the temperatures have just been going through the roof. It's been as hot in Florida as it gets in Texas. It's been crazy. Calor de madre, I said it. And then because you don't have rain, you get more dust in the air, and I've been choking. Once it starts to rain every day, it'll kind of it'll put it'll damper down the dust a little bit. But if it keeps being hot like this, it's horrible for my respiratory. And this is Highway 70 right here. If we go to the left, we'll go all the way towards the beaches. And if we go to the right, we'll end up in Arcadia eventually. Head out to Lakewood Ranch and Arcadia to the right. Beaches to the left. Do some videos in this area. I haven't done too many. You can see there's a lot of homelessness visible here. Unfortunately, that's part of the program. It's a very impoverished area. It really is. It's not really it's a really challenged area economically. A lot of addiction, a lot of homelessness. There used to be a lot of homeless camps, but they ran them out. I don't know where they're going to go to next. The homeless people, they just have to shift between Bradenton and Palmetto and Oneco and Samoset, like just bouncing back and forth, trying to avoid wherever they're being persecuted, for lack of a better term. But there's like always homelessness through here. Sad how many people live in cars too. You don't even realize those people because they're a little bit hard to spot. But there's actually a lot of people living in their cars too. The state of Florida says there's only 30,000 homeless people in the state. Who's gonna believe that crap? Who is gonna believe that? According to that number, look at how much garbage there is back here. Oh my goodness. According to the state of Florida, Bradenton contributed to that number with only 188 homeless people. Only 188 in Bradenton. In Manatee County, I'm sorry. Listen to this. Manatee County only had 188 homeless people. Who on earth is going to believe that? Who on earth is going to believe that Manatee County only has 188 homeless people? I could go find you 188 homeless people in an hour. And that number contributes to the total of 30,000 for the state of Florida. Lets you know that the state of Florida's real homeless population is considerably larger than what they're reporting. So what's that say for the average person? That the state of Florida wants to conceal how bad things have got here. Things have really got bad here with homelessness and addiction, and it's bad. It really is. It's gotten bad, but unfortunately, you know, this is the side of Florida that you don't really get to see. You know, this isn't the tourist areas, you could say. And I really don't know what's going to happen with this state. Homelessness keeps getting out of control. Rents are impossible. I mean, you literally cannot find a job. You can't find a job in Bradenton that's enough to pay a rent. I mean, I don't know how people do it. I really don't. You know, very difficult and challenging times for the people here. The homie got his shit down. fairly put it, raza trabajadora, gente de trabajo, hardworking people that have to endure some difficult conditions to survive. It's difficult. But you are still in Florida along the beaches, and I think if you live here, you should go to the beaches often. I certainly go to beaches as much as I can. It's kind of like one of the only real draws to this area. If you're going to live out here, you might as well go to the beach often. Let's get back in some of these back streets and see what these neighborhoods look like. Kind of like older houses. There's a lot of cute little houses here, like kind of like little cottages and stuff. But living here is difficult. You can see this house here. They've put a wood fence all the way around it. Now, this one also has a fence all the way around it. They're actually cute little houses, but they're just in really bad shape. They're like little, little cottages and stuff and whatnot. Oh shit! This house in front of us is a nice historic-looking home, but it's in pretty bad shape. I don't know if it's abandoned or it's just neglected. But let's see if we can get. Here's a little trailer park looking street right here. And eventually, if we keep going north, we'll be in Samoset, which is another kind of very similar community. There's little mobile homes, kind of cute, little colorful mobile homes here. Trailer parks and stuff. So one of these mobile home parks, you have to pay a lot rent. You might own the mobile home, but you don't own the land, which is kind of a fraud if you think about it. You should own the whole thing. If you don't, you're still paying rent on the land. And how are you going to move a mobile home from the land if you don't want to live there anymore? It's kind of challenging. Here are tabs right here. You used to see New Yorkers everywhere moving to Florida. You see a lot less of it these days. Used to be a lot of New Yorkers moving to Florida. What happened to that boy, you know? Thought you wanted to move over here. All of a sudden, y'all stopped moving over here. What happened to that boy? It's like that song, what happened to that boy? I was moving over here. What happened to that boy? I was moving over here. What happened to that boy? That's an old Birdman song right there. You can see somebody over here in a wheelchair. It's 100 degrees outside, guys. I barely got money from me this month, so I wish I could help them, but I ain't got nothing on me I can do right now. Can you imagine being out here in this heat in a wheelchair? It's almost aggravating, some of the things you see here in Florida. Like when you see other people struggle so much, it aggravates me. That life has to be so difficult for people. In other states, they give people food stamps and, you know, they help people and stuff. And here in Florida, they don't do anything for anybody. It's just... You go ahead, bro. Yeah, man. You can honk a horn all you want, buddy. I'm not gonna let this guy get ran over. I'm a little crap if you're in a rush. It's aggravating. People are completely senseless to other people's necessities. You know, like, and a lot of times people in the comment section say want to be heroes. You're recording the homeless people. You drive by them every single day. You don't do crap. There's people out here panhandling all day and nobody does anything for them. And then all of a sudden, they become heroes on the comment section of my YouTube videos. They want to be heroes in the comment section. What are you doing for people out here? It's interesting how right here, if there's somebody panhandling in a wheelchair, 1,000 cars will drive by. And maybe out of 100, let's say maybe out of 100 cars, one person will help the homeless person. 1 out of 100. It was traffic. I should have not turned back over here. Maybe 1 out of 100 people will help a homeless person on the side of the road, even if they're in a wheelchair, where you can tell they're missing a leg or something. Only 1 out of 100 will help them. But go in the comment section of my videos. You're not helping the homeless people. What are you doing to help? What are you doing to help? Really? So in the comment section, everybody in the comment section is a humanitarian now. You look at the comment section of my videos, everybody in the comment section is a humanitarian. Everybody cares about the homeless people and the people in necessity in the comment section. But find a person sitting there on the side of the road in the heat, 100 degrees all day, and nobody even gives them a glass of water. True or false? Am I lying? You can see a Venezuelan flag here, Mexican flag. It's like a Salvadorian flag, Guatemalan flag, Honduran flag. They want to let you know that these car dealerships want to let you know the type of people they're interested in defrauding. We would like to defraud you, particularly you. High interest rates. Buy here, pay here. We want to screw you. People are unreal. The hypocrisy of people on the internet is insane. Like, I'll put up a video and be like 100 people. Why are you not helping the homeless? You're just recording them. Puerto Rican flag over here. Oh, by the way, there's a Puerto Rican bakery right here. Somewhere around here, it's a Puerto Rican bakery. And this Puerto Rican bakery, at the end of the day, whatever food is left over, they bring it and give it to the homeless. I've seen them do it. I think it's called Delicias. I think is what it's called. It's a Puerto Rican bakery here. You know, so if you want to support a good business, they got great food, by the way, incredible food. But you know, when they finish at the end of the day, whatever food, you know, they didn't sell pastries, whatever at the end of the day, I seen them actually handing it to the people on the streets. You know, they got all the homeless people hooked on Puerto Rican food. You know, there are good people out there. But it's few and far between people that actually help. But everybody in the YouTube comment section is a humanitarian. Be a humanitarian in real life, man. I bet you half of these people that are saying that wouldn't dare get out of their car and talk to a homeless person on the side of the street. They'd be terrified. They'd be scared. So they're online humanitarians. Let me do what I do, bro. I know what I'm doing with these people. I know how I'm helping and hurting, and let me do me. Let me do what I gotta do. You worry about you, I'll worry about me. But it's interesting how it's all on the internet. Everybody's a humanitarian. Everybody is caring and loving. But in real life, 100 people drive by. What's this person selling? Ice cream? Have they got an ice cream truck up in here? Or I think it's a Cuban food truck. I'm not sure. I've seen there's so many different like little timbiriches, you know, like little spots you can get stuff. Pull and go. It's like a scrapyard right there. Any of these streets go north? Just like there's somebody right there, just underneath a tree or something. There's a lot of homelessness. It's perplexing how many people are on the streets. It really is. Man, it's hot. I'm in my car with the air conditioner on and it's hot. Unbearable. Pero bueno, mi gente, este es el área de Oneco, Florida. Afuera de Bradenton. Un área bastante pobre, pero el área de Sarasota y Bradenton tiene buenos trabajos comparado con otros lugares en la Florida. Comparado con otros lugares en la Florida. In other words, compared to other places in Florida, it's not bad here. Everybody trying to get on the same direction I'm trying to go. This is ridiculous. I don't even know if I want to go home anymore. Look at this. Everybody's trying to go north this time of day. Is that a lowered Buick? It's a Toyota. Well, I don't know what's going to happen here. I should really be taking a left to go north, but it seems like everybody else is trying to do the same thing I am. School districts of Manatee County. Talking about the schools here in Oneco, there was a homeless camp in front of a school on 301. I made a YouTube video exposing this homeless camp. And I will use the word exposing on this video because that's exactly what I did. I exposed it. I exposed this homeless camp. And I say exposed because, again, that's exactly what I did. I really just exposed it. Because it was a homeless camp that was practically in front of an elementary school. And it turns out that I make my video saying, hey, and there were needles everywhere. I mean, it wasn't just like, okay, there were homeless people living near a school. No. Like, it's not like, oh, there were some homeless people living near a school. No. Did I say 301? I meant to say Highway 70. I'm sorry. Good thing I caught that. On Highway 70, there was a homeless camp. And again, it's not like, oh, there was some poor homeless people living in the woods by a school. No. This was a needle-infected, disgusting homeless camp. And the kids that were going to elementary school are having to walk right past. And there's literally needles. If you're walking on the sidewalk to enter the school, you could literally see needles on the sidewalk in front of the school. That was unacceptable. So I made a video exposing that situation. Okay, and I didn't think they were going to do anything about it. Now, it happens with my YouTube channel. Sometimes I'll expose a story, and usually, like, law enforcement does watch my videos, and commissioners watch my videos, and state representatives watch my videos, and who knows who else watches my videos. And well, they watched my video and they ended up going in there and forcing the property owner to clear out the homeless camp. It was just an empty lot. Well, when they did that process, allegedly, now I'm going to say allegedly because I haven't been able to confirm it. Okay, so I'm using the word allegedly here because I haven't been able to confirm it. But the workers that were clearing out the site told me that they actually arrested somebody at this homeless camp who was a registered offender. This guy was a registered, allegedly, right? Assuming that what this person told me was correct. Allegedly, this is a homeless registered offender who was living. Why don't you just go? Just go. Just go. Everybody step on the gas at once and go. If we all went, we could all go. Just go. Just go. Go, go, go. Just everybody all at once. Just go. Don't stop. Go on red. Just go. A registered offender, okay, was living in a needle-infected homeless camp in front of an elementary school. Nobody in this community cared to do anything about it. I saw the problem, made a YouTube video. I'm sure the right people got that video sent to them saying, hey, you know, you got to do something about this because this YouTuber's putting it on blast. But if I hadn't put it on blast, there would still be a homeless camp full of needles and registered offenders living in front of an elementary school here in Oneco. Now, I'm on the side of children. I don't think children should have to walk past a homeless camp. Here's the Oneco sign right here, so we're back in Oneco now. I don't think children should have to walk past a needle-infected homeless camp on their way to school, underneath the nose of a registered offender who knows he shouldn't live within 1,000 feet of a school, but he's doing it anyways because he's a pervert. Now, people gotta really draw some lines here and draw some conclusions and say what's right, what's wrong. Who are you really defending? Because had I not put this homeless camp on blast, it would still exist today. Now, I'm sorry for the property owner. I really am. I'm sorry that you had to spend your money to fix this problem, but it's your land. You knew where you bought land was in a poor, impoverished inner city area, and this could happen. But I'm sorry you had to spend that kind of money to fix this problem. But again, the children are still more important. At the end of the day, the children are more important than the property owners as well. And this inner city area has a lot of problems. But one of the problems is the fact that people don't really seem to care about the future of the kids, man. They would almost rather take sides with the homeless and registered offenders than they will with the children. Now, understand the difference between homeless because you're elderly or you're missing a leg or you're disabled, or I understand hard economical times. I've been there myself. It's not that I'm insensitive to economical difficulties, but what I am insensitive is to, if you want to come out here and victimize the community and shoot up in front of an elementary school, at that point, yeah, you are a problem to society. And yeah, you do need to be handled by law enforcement. You know? It just blew my mind, not only that there was a homeless camp in front of a school full of needles, but then when they actually went in there and did the evictions, that there was registered offenders living there. It's just, you know, this is what we're exposing kids in a poor neighborhood. And you know what the most hypocritical thing about the situation is that I assure you that this would never happen in Lakewood Ranch. We're heading towards Lakewood Ranch now. That's where the rich people live. This would never happen in Lakewood Ranch. The rich people over here on this side of the highway, it would never happen to them. Never. It would never happen in Lakewood Ranch. It wouldn't happen to the rich people. It happens to the poor inner city people. Why? Because these school districts are 80% children of immigrants. Whether Haitian, Brazilians, Cubans, or blacks, they're not rich white people. And if there are white kids there, they're poor whites. They don't care about them either. They care as little about the poor Irish whites, and there's a lot of poor whites here. They care as little about the poor whites as they do about the minorities. Facts. I gotta get Kitty McDonald's before I go home. I gotta try to remember that. They care as little about poor whites as they do about minorities. You would never have a homeless camp in Lakewood Ranch where the rich people live. A homeless camp with registered offenders and needles everywhere. This guy's from New York. This guy's from New York. He's a New Yorker. Are they coming back again? I hope they're not coming back. I thought you guys were already moving back home. Why are you? They're still coming back. I hope they're not coming over here anymore. Hey, you don't born here, don't belong here. And this metropolitan area as a whole grew 10% in the last 3 years. And then you got the ones that are locals that are like, if you don't born here, you don't belong here. You know, they don't want like the New Yorkers to come here. And I mean, deep down, I don't either. I'm not gonna lie and tell you I do. I kind of don't, you know. But I don't have hate towards them. I understand a small disfigurement of my complexion when I see a New York license plate. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the most pleasant. It'll just about ruin your day to see a New York license plate. It really will. But does that mean you have to hate those people and make their lives miserable? Not really. You know, it's an unfortunate situation. It sure is. And it might just ruin your day to see one. But you don't have to hate people over. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really want to be all that, because there's a lot of things in the United States that a lot of emphasis is put on racism in this country. But there's another huge problem that Americans don't even know exists. It's called regionalism. That's a real word that's used in a lot of other countries throughout the whole world. But it's seldomly used in the United States. Regionalism. What is regionalism? It's when you hate somebody from a different region of the same country you're from. And that is a term that you rarely hear in the United States, but it is definitely a real thing. Regionalism. In the case of the United States, the people from the South really hate the people from the North. The people from the South also hate the people from the West. There's just a bunch of regionalistic sentiments. A lot of people don't like Californians or people from the West Coast. Like in the Carolinas, they really hate people from the West Coast. It's kind of a problem in Idaho as well. Regionalism. It's no different than racism. It's a prejudice based on somebody's ethnicity and your region of the country. Before you stop typing, you idiot. Stop typing, you idiot. Your region is your ethnicity. If you didn't know, if you don't know the definition of an ethnicity, go read it. But it is at the same time the same thing. Like, hating northern people is the same thing as being racist. You know, bless their hearts. I don't like to see an orange license plate myself, but you can't hate people because of where they're from. You know, and that's actually a huge thing here in Florida too. You know, they really don't like people from the north, but again, regionalism is no different than racism. It's just not liking somebody because of where they're from or who they are. Same exact thing. Regionalism is a word you may have not even heard of as an American, but it's a very prevalent sentiment among people. And Americans don't even have names for these things. When I was Uber driving, I drove a lot of people from Canada, England, just the whole world really comes to vacation here in Sarasota next door. And like police profiling, they call it targeting. So like in England, for example, I talked to this person from England, and they don't use the word police profile. They just say the word targeting. And that's an interesting term because that's even more direct. Like, Americans are even to the point where they beat around the bush of the concept or the terminologies that they use for their behaviors, where they don't even want to acknowledge that these things are happening, even by the terminology that they use. That they are saying. Why did he stop there? Now he's moving again. Oh, there goes the mount flying by itself. Americans don't even want to like label things for what they are when it comes to their racism, ethnical differences, or even regionalistic boundaries that they don't like each other because he's from that part of the country. Americans don't even. Other countries, they're more open about, like, police profiling. In England, they say police targeting. The police are targeting homeless people. They are. Now, you could understand too that they might have to because of whatever problems. They may be individual groups that are more propense to a particular type of crime. But what's interesting about that is, like, if you were going to look at analytics, the white population is overdosing at rates 2 times higher than Hispanics and blacks. That's a fact, if you didn't know that. The white population overdoses at a rate 2 times higher than blacks and whites. Than Hispanics. The white population overdoses at a rate 2 times higher than Hispanics and blacks. So white people are the ones who need to be randomly getting patted down now to see what they're on. But why doesn't that happen in society? Oh, because they're the majority. So because they're the majority and they have a tolerance for this type of behavior, then in that case, it gets overlooked. But in reality, right now, if you start looking at analytics, it's not blacks with dreads or homeless people who are overdosing. If you break down demographically, it's the white population who's dealing with the most drug activity. So why are most people that you see getting pulled over and searched not in Lakewood Ranch where the rich white people live? Serious question. Serious question. If right now the white people are overdosing, forget about homicides. The homicides are only, for every homicide, there's 3 overdose deaths in the United States. So there's 4 times more people dying from overdoses than there are from homicides right now in this country. So why, if the white population, particularly the suburban white population, is overdosing at rates significantly higher than the rest of the population, why aren't we pulling people over in Lakewood Ranch and searching their vehicles for something illicit? I see people getting pulled over in Bradenton, in Oneco, all the time, and getting their vehicles searched. Why doesn't that happen? Here's a guy right here panhandling. He's all bent over. He's sick, man. There's a dude right there panhandling, bro. This will break your heart. Hold on. I was going to go in this McDonald's, but I'm going to drive past this guy so you guys can see this. You guys need to see this. We're going to go into this McDonald's over here, but I need you guys to really visually see this with your own 2 eyes. And now we're kind of like in the outskirts of Lakewood Ranch, so it's kind of a little bit nicer here. It's no longer considered Oneco here, by the way. Look, here's a guy panhandling over there. There's a guy panhandling right there. You can see he's bent. His back is hunched over. His back is hunched over, so he's clearly got some health impediments. See, his back is hunched over. He's elderly. He's just homeless, panhandling. People like that need help, bro. People like that need help. And not all police officers are profiling homeless people in a malignant way. Because I know I've talked to the cops here, and I talk to the homeless people as well. And there's cops who are helping the homeless people in whatever they can, you know. They're not trying to ruin their lives, but, you know, and I've seen homeless people spitting on cops and fighting with cops, and the cops are just trying to take them to the hospital because they're, you know, intoxicated or inebriated on the sidewalk. So, you know, a lot of these police officers, they got a lot of restraint and a lot of patience to deal with people that are dealing with mental illness, addiction, homelessness, all that on the streets of the city that they have to work. I see everybody's sides, man. I see the law enforcement struggle. I see the homeless people struggle. But I also see the struggle of people that are working. I see everybody struggling, you know? I see Katie struggle. She just asked me to get her 12 McChickens and 4 Big Macs. I don't think I can afford that. I'm just playing, you know, I'm just playing. She's going to kill me for even saying that. All right, y'all, let's get Katie's order through the mail.